Alright, hi. So this is my first stream, like, ever. I'm not a streamer, so bear with me. But welcome to the first of my beginning algebra streams. I know a lot of people are kind of intimidated by algebra in general, and this is essentially going to kind of be a crash course on some information that I think kind of really breaks it down. So just a little bit about me. I'm not a licensed or certified tutor. I did tutor back in high school and in college, but there's a lot of information that I feel like people will they kind of skirt over, or there's a lot of fundamental information that you just people don't really fully get into, and so people don't really understand it very well. So I'm going to kind of go over some of that. So really the first thing that I want to go over is one of the first things that I go over with any of my the students that I tutor, and that's just a few kind of basics that has nothing to do with math itself. It's just really how you put things on the page and how you kind of think about how you're approaching math and how you're doing these problems. So the first thing, and bear with me, I'm left-handed, so I can't write like I normally write, so my handwriting might not be great, is to use up space, right? We're going to use up a lot of space. I see a lot of people that will kind of try to jam everything in here and do a lot of problems and stuff, and they don't give themselves enough white space here. Something that an old teacher of mine used to say to me is trees grow back, which they unfortunately, that's the reality there. You can use up a lot of space. We have a lot of people here to work with, so you really want to give yourself enough, as much as you need, even if it's a half a page per little tiny problem. Give yourself a lot of space to work with. A lot of people don't give themselves enough. Second thing to keep in mind is you already know this, right? This is just logic. This is just thinking about what we already think about on a daily basis, just putting it into a different form, putting it into a written form where we kind of condense it and we're able to do certain things with it by certain rules. But those rules aren't anything special. These are things that are already ingrained into us, and we use it a lot more than we think. So the other day I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about Warcraft, and we were talking about peons and the little warrior units that you can make, and basically with how many peons per minute and how many warriors per minute, given a number of resources, how long would it take for you to create a certain size army? And we had this whole long discussion, and we ended up having to use algebra to figure that out. So you use it a lot in day-to-day life. So don't let this intimidate you just because it's it's in a textbook. This is already, it's logic. Third thing to think about is the letters in algebra. So X, Y, Z, that's superficial. They are labels. That's labels only. So a lot of people kind of joke about, what are letters doing in algebra? The only thing is about those is they're just labels. You can literally use anything else. You can use a shape, you can use a box, you can use an entire word. And that's actually how we're going to go from word problems to being able to create algebraic expressions and use terms, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But that's also nothing that's intimidating. It's completely superficial, and you can change it as you need to conceptualize what you need to be able to perform these tasks or these problems easier. And then the last thing to keep in mind is, and kind of playing off of that last one, is all word problems, all algebraic equations can be described in plain English. So, you know, you have x plus 2 equals 6. That's an algebraic equation. We say that, you know, very mathematically, x plus 2 equals 6. But, you know, something, if we add 2 to something, we're going to get 6. I mean, it's a really simple way of saying it. We don't have to make this any more, you know, special than it really is, right? So, I am going to warn everybody that I may cut this off early because I did not charge my phone, so I apologize. This is a trial type of thing, so please, any of your feedback is really helpful. I know that there's not going to be a lot of polish and stuff on here. I don't have a lot of the resources and stuff for that. I'm basically running off of OBS Studio, and that's about it. So, but I really would appreciate any kind of feedback, and definitely if you have any specific questions and specific like algebra problems that you want worked through, I'm going to probably limit it to like 1 or 2 per user type of thing, you know, because we're not going to have full homework being performed here, but you know, specific examples is really helpful that I can kind of provide direct or concerted assistance, so let me know. Okay, so the first thing to think about when it comes to algebra, and I'm going to go to the very basics to start with, right, is essentially what is the introduction to it, what is it, right? So we all are familiar with, you know, kind of a basic breakdown of sort of what a simple algebra problem is, right? And we're used to seeing maybe an x, but really what we're doing here with these basic algebra problems is we are trying to so essentially, okay, yeah, sorry, my phone got disconnected. Okay, so when we have a equation like this, right, we are looking for one particular piece, this box, and there are certain rules and kind of logic that we can use to figure this out, but this is going to center around one thing, and we're working around this, right? So this equal sign is going to be the basis of everything that we're doing for this. Now, a lot of people kind of get confused about, you know, why are we doing things on both sides, and you know, sort of the concept on why we're actually doing this. The important thing to kind of try to do is not to do this by rote. I know a lot of people will kind of go, okay, we're supposed to do this on both sides just because we're told to, right? But there's a reason. So this equal sign, like I said before, everything can be described in plain English. We can think of the equal sign as the word is. It literally means the word is, right? So if we say 2 equal sign 2, we're saying literally 2 is 2. But my stuff stopped working. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Should I have like another scene or something where it says like technical difficulties? Please bear with us. We appreciate your patience. Okay, this is why this is a trial, guys, because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe this will work. Haha! I did something. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so you can actually see what I'm doing here now. Haha. Alright. So 2 is 2, right? We know that. That's easy. Apples are apples, oranges are oranges. Okay. So this equal sign just means is. Now, why is that important? Okay, well, that'll come in later when we do word problems mostly. But it's also conceptual, because we already know this stuff. So if we know 2 is 2, right? We know that 4, saying 4 is 2 is wrong. And if we get here, from here, we know something's definitely wrong. So how do we get from here to here? We're going to add 2. And if we don't add 2 on the other side, we're obviously going to be going nowhere. So likewise, if we have x equals 2, right? Usually we'd stop here because that's the answer, but we're going to be dumb and we're going to go plus 2 on one side, x equals 4, and that's going to be the wrong answer. You're going in circles, you're going nowhere. Okay. Just like this stream. Haha. I'm mostly kidding. No, so why is that important? So whenever we are actually doing this with a real problem, right? So let's go to that box again. Box minus 2 equals 4. This is, we're trying to fill in this box. We don't know what the box is. But we do know that if we are trying to take away 2 from it, this thing is crashing again. That makes me very sad. Why are you crashing? I'm very sad. This is not going to be a long-term solution, guys. I need to buy a webcam. I was hoping not to. No, that's not going to work. I'm probably going to have to close this off early. But to finish my thought, and if maybe you can kind of see on the screen there where I was going, if you add 2 to both sides, sorry, if you add 2 to one side, if you don't add it to the other side, you're going to be way off. Because like we saw with 2 equals 2, you can't just add one thing to one side and throw off the balance. That's not gonna work. Wow, everything is happening. So, that being said, I'm going to call this off. We're going to do some troubleshooting and some more testing on the R&D side, and you'll let me know in the comments, is that what they say, what I can do better, probably everything, but also really specific questions or things that are confusing or you know, kind of things that maybe you're going over in a class, or maybe you just got out of a class and you're like, I totally didn't understand this. I'd like to break it down for you. So, but knowing kind of what out there is people are more confused about. I remember what some of the major topics were when I tutored, but knowing kind of what viewers are looking for will definitely help. The one viewer I have, thank you. But yeah,